I'm very angry, but I've been trying to move on with my life because it can consume you. What I would like to happen is I've written to Mr. Stonehouse, who's head of education services in the city of York. I've invited him to look at the full background to the story. I would like them to take some action now, and really the head teacher, he should resign. And if he won't do that, then he needs to be suspended, and they need to do a full investigation. Because my worry is that they don't really understand the problem, they don't understand what went wrong, and they're likely to let this happen again unless they take some action.
What do you mean they don't understand the problem then? Do you explain
Yeah,
that?
I did read Mr. Stonehouse's response from the council, and he was suggesting that there were two things. He said that they take safeguarding seriously, which of course he does, and of course they do. That's not in question at all. It's not really at the heart of the legal issues here. And the second was that he seems to suggest that there was one doctor's letter which is the reason that all of this happened, like it's some kind of technicality, whereas of course that is completely not the case. There were 3 or 4 months of leading up to this where I was telling the school that my health had been really badly damaged. I was raising grievances against the head teacher, and they did literally nothing. So in that period I was getting worse and worse, and I was pushed to the point where I made a mistake. So the idea that this is one tiny thing with a doctor's letter is just nonsense, and Mr. Stonehouse frankly knows that's the case.
Because you've always admitted, haven't you, that it wasn't the best idea you'd ever had.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it was something I would never have done if it weren't for the ill health I was suffering, and that's what 3 different courts have confirmed, and that's what they've described as a finding of fact. It's not something which the school can dispute anymore.
Were you aware that it was a bad idea while it was happening, or were you just feeling so bad?
I was a complete mess at the time it happened. I was really barely able to function. I shouldn't have been at work, and I just felt under so much pressure to continue. And it was the day of a major exam. I felt I had to come in and do that.
Do you find it hard to believe that you did that now?
I was in a complete daze. It is amazing how much you can keep going, but inevitably there's going to be a price to pay. You're going to fall ill, or you're going to make a mistake. What should have happened is support should have been there in place for me. I should have been signed off, support put in place, and this would have never happened in the first place.